In life, we all need a little help to reach our summit. Whatever your summit looks like, it's easier to reach when your body is strong and healthy. At Summit Orthopedics, our team of highly specialized physicians listens to and values every one of our patients. We take a conservative approach to care to get you back to your healthy and active lifestyle. Reach your summit. Summit Orthopedics. Visit summitortho.com to make an appointment today.
Brewpub Lots Matza Pizza encourages the community pickup hockey game, honors the family that builds the neighborhood-known backyard rink, salutes the passion utilizing a frozen lake to play a game that's loved, endorses the stardom early mindset to build contenders, acknowledges the grit, determination, and competition of the sport, and applauds the coach that demands the before the sun comes up outdoor practice. Brewpub Lots Matza Pizza supports hockey anytime, anywhere. Some matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matza Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Generally speaking, water is a better fluid to use to rehydrate with. A big part of the importance of hydration is hydrating before the race rather than during the race. So, the hydration before a long distance race in particular really starts the day before the race, probably those 24 to 36 hours before the race to be completely hydrated.
Yeah, I mean, this is relatively easy compared to the setup. Yeah, I suppose setup is... I'm starting to get, well, I was, and I'm getting there again. I just getting tired of the technology. Yeah. I prefer printing pictures of my grandsons and granddaughters and playing. They make it to live in somehow. I've heard that. Huh? I've heard that. Yeah. How's your job going, by the way, I'll ask? Crappy. What can you do?
Hockey fans, please welcome to the ice, Team East and Team South. Introducing your starting goaltenders for this afternoon's game. First for the designated visiting team, Team South. In goal is number 30, Georgia Elder. And goal for the designated home team, Team East, is number 30, Savannah Young.
From St. Cloud, ready for game number 3 out of 5. Here at the 37th Annual Minnesota Select Hockey Festival. Team South to our left in the orange, Team East to our right in the blue. Jeff Papis with you as we play through 5 games on a championship Sunday at this event. Braille Dietzick will face off for the East against Vivian Vogel, and now we're underway. Play is in the East zone, and that's going to be broken up along the boards and finally played on out to center where Brooke Chapman has it for the South. Brooke Chapman from Edina wearing number 3. Who knew? Over the line, and here's the South. Here's Sander closing in, looking to center. It comes up the slot, and it's going to be picked off there by Jocelyn Stewart. But they can't get out of the zone. It'll wind up back behind the net. 25-minute halves here. So the period's longer. As the 14s and 15s played 20-minute halves, so there's more time on the clock here. Now a battle for possession in front, and a shot goes wide of the net. Goaltenders for the East in this game, Savannah Young from Matamidi and Georgia Elder for the South from Minnetonka. Now here comes the East in for their first chance, and Stewart's tied up and can't shoot. Behind the goal, Ella Christian spinning there, and spinning again, trying to get away from Jocelyn, Roan. Now played up the boards and back into the East zone. And Clardy chasing after it, Kenley Clardy, and no icing indicated as the puck winds up behind the goal, and Clardy has possession. Feeds the near circle. Rowan has it, banks it around the defender, Christian, and into the zone, but Melanie Von Bank will get there first, number 2. And can they get out of the zone? Let's see. Yes, they can. Out to center ice. And a pass over to the near side, picked off by Willow Herons, number 11. The South out of Dodge County. Now played into the East zone, and trying to pick her way out of there is Clardy. And winds up putting it into the center circle. And now over the line, Christian. Taking the puck deep, and now they're going to work right in front. Pass across. A good chance there as Skylar Chapman trying to make the setup there. Now it winds up picked up, and here comes the East. And through the middle, Haley Rosenthal over the line, just a little bit too far off her blade, and has to go back to the corner for it. Now winds up behind the net and cleared over to Ryland Bowling on the near side. And Bowling cannot get around Lauren Lunenborg, and that comes out to center ice. And here's Weigel leaving it over for Haley Rosenthal. Bailey Weigel, wearing number 17 for the East out of Egan. Now back behind the goal on the near side. South will try again. Passed up the middle. And here comes Grace Hovde over the line with two wings, takes the shot, save made by Young. Might have caught a piece of the mask there, but comes out to center, and Brooke Chapman back for it. Chapman shoots it in. Going after it is Marta Tikhnenko behind the goal for the East. And now played to center ice. Now over the line, Kuden takes the shot, and a glove catch made by Georgia Elder. For the South, we get a face-off. We played 3:15 of the opening half of play. 25-minute halves here. And Diedzik facing off against Vogel. It's the Fives going at it. And now over to the far side. The South looking to play off the wall. It runs to the circle, and now Vogel picks it up. One touch pass to the right for Sander. Valentina Sander over the line and played it towards the net, and I don't think got the grip she wanted on that shot. An easy stop for Young. Face off to the left. Centering pass, and it winds up going to the high slot. Here's a shot right on from Elsie Strokirk. Now comes to the left point. Back down the wall, and Strokirk again at the left point. Shot knocked out of the air by Young and sticked off to the boards. And here they come. Here's Tikhnenko over the line. Marta Tikhnenko from Woodbury. Centering pass from deep, and now it winds up loose at the right edge. Elder holding the post. And the puck is played ahead. It's going to come all the way back into the east zone. And that'll be an icing call. With 4 minutes, 12 seconds gone, Marta Tikhnenko, talked about her before in these broadcasts, very talented defender from Woodbury. And is at ease equally with leading the rush or playing back on the blue line. And now it's controlled by Clardy. Comes up the slot, and now Morgan Kuden throws it across. Shot saved by Elder, and the puck is covered. It will get a face-off. Good diagonal pass down low, and a chance for Jocelyn Roan, and it winds up in the goaltender's glove. Roan out of Forest Lake, and now played ahead from the face-off, and Tannen Hochbaum for the South plays to center, and that's picked off, and it's going to be carried back in by Roan, but comes to grief, and now to the near side. Hochbaum for the South, a Minnetonka product, now played off to the far side, and Christian. Now a rink-wide pass finds Hochbaum in the center circle. Pass ahead is broken up at the east blue line by Rose DeVries. Number 2 out of Chisago Lakes, now with loose in the circle, and a shot goes wide by Hochbaum. Comes to the left point, Von Bank trying to play it down. Now up the slot comes Christian, takes a shot, save made, rebound goes just wide of the goal as Young made the first save, and the rebound wound up trickling wide of the near post. Now it comes in front of the net, and trying to backhand it ahead is Herons, and that's broken up. Now played back deep into the east zone. Under 20 minutes now to go. The opening half, played to the far side, and now backhanded to center ice. And picked up there by Lolo Lundeen, 16. Over to the near side, Bowling. Over the line. Bowling flips a pass over to the far side, picked up there by Skylar Chapman. And Chapman puts on the brakes, drops to Lundeen in the circle, played around behind the goal. And now cleared over to the far side. And the East will pick it up. Pass to center, chopped out of the air by Kuden. Good take there. Now a shot that goes wide of the goal. And back behind the net, Sander controlling. Valentina Sander, number 10, plays it up the wall, and here comes the South. Skylar Chapman, it's the line, takes a shot on the ice. Young, stick on the ice, makes the save, and there's no rebound. 18:51 left in the first. No score. Shots are 3-2 for the South. In the second half, we'll see the number 1s going at it. Lydia Thunberg for the South and Paige Bailey for the East will be the goaltenders. Now played to Brooke Chapman in the slot, and fanning on it there is Strokirk, and now it's going to be played to the middle and controlled by Sander. Valentina Sander drops it to the left point, and the East will break that up and play out to center. Banked off the boards and into the zone for Sander. And then tried to come in front, and that was cut off. And here's Rosenthal behind the goal for the East, starting up to the right. And Chapman slowed her down there as the puck comes into the zone. Now here's Valentina Sander. Played to the blue line and now back in, and here comes the East. Here's a chance in tight, and a shot goes wide by Lunneborg, and it winds up behind the net. 7 minutes gone in the first. Here's Sander playing it, and it deflects into the air, picked up by Vogel and backhanded right back to Sander at center ice. Over the line is Purdy, and Purdy had that attempt broken up, and now the East starts back while the West is finishing a change, and now it's shot on into the zone by Lunneborg as she in turn heads to the bench herself for a quick rest, and now played back down the wall into the corner. Strokirk after it, and there's two from each team in there. Finally, Purdy has it for the South and starts back. Charlotte Purdy, again on a Prior Lake, as we mentioned, played into the zone. And now after it there is Tikhnenko in the right corner for the East, and Tikhnenko starts back, headed off, but carrying on is her teammate Bankston. And Bria Bankston shoots it on in. Couple of Woodbury players there. Now it's played up the middle, and here comes the South. Pass to the left, and it's to be controlled by Nisha Makinen over the line. And Makinen puts on the brakes, drops it back to the left point. Here's a shot that's sticked away by Young from Von Bank. And now to a side into the corner. And the South will dig it out. They come around to the near side. Goaltender a little bit slow getting to the post, but boy, the chance there as chance for a wraparound attempt wind up going off the stick of Herons. Now to the left point, picked up by the South, and they work into the slot. Here's a shot right on, and Young makes the save off Melanie Von Bank. Minnesota River, fine young player, and we'll get a face-off in the zone. South coached by Hannah Vitelli, the East by Winnie Brown. Now played down the near wing, and the South able to head it off. Lundeen plays it, and then Clardy played it across the middle, picked off there by Bowling. Comes over the line. That's a nice pass, and here's a shot right on. A save made off Hovde by Savannah Young, and puck comes to the near corner. After it there is Clardy. A centering pass comes onto the goaltender, and a faceoff made by Savannah Young. So we'll get a draw again in the East zone. Our previous two finals in the 15s, the East is the winner over the West by 3-2, and South over the East in the 2014s by 4-3. So we've had two one-goal games, and now here they come, and they have a 2-on-1 with some back pressure over the line. Here comes Nelson. Kylie Nelson closing, shooting, a save made, rebound is under the goaltender. And they scored, but the referee had blown the whistle. So we'll get a stoppage and a face-off. Kylie Nelson with a good rush there, took the shot, and Elder had it for long enough to get the whistle. And we'll get a face-off to her right. 15:40 now to go in the first. Shots are 6-3 for the South, who has had a fair bit of zone time here. And now cleared rink wide and out to center. Weigel is chasing after it and then drops it back for Rosenthal, who has to come all the way back for it. Rosenthal in the corner now gets some help. Cleared up the boards, and it's held in there. Here's a shot tipped out of the air and wide. Boy, a good opportunity there as Brooke Chapman took the shot. Now it's picked off and trying to come up the middle of the East. Now it's Kylie Nelson over the line. Chapman over to cover her. Now it's against the boards, looking to center, and it's steered behind the net. And the South is able to deal with that issue. And now they come out 2-on-2. Vogel over the line with Sander on the right. Vogel takes the puck in deep, comes around behind the net, tries to wrap it around, and Young is there against the post to make the save. Now fed up the slot. Here's a shot, and it's snared out of the air. Strokirk taking the shot, and a save made by Savannah Young. Face off to the right of the goal. 14:47 now to play in the first half as the puck winds up in the right corner. Weigel after it, and a pass up the middle, gets past the defenders and comes all the way back. Christian in a race for it there will win as he's covered by Kuden, and now a pass to the right. Sander passes to the middle, picked off by Lunenborg, and now it's finally claimed by Vogel. Drops it back into the zone. Long pass off the wall to center, and here's Purdy. Too far for her, and now controlled by Brownshausen. Marin Brownhausen off of the near side, and here's Kuden over the line. It winds up behind the net, cleared off to the half boards, and Tikhnenko there to hold it. Played down behind the net, and now here's Von Bank. Banking it off the boards, comes to the right point, swatted down by Rosenthal. Winds up in the corner, and Von Bank in possession, leaves it there for Vogel. And now up the wall, and again, the East is going to hold the zone. Here's a chance in front, and a shot, and they score. First goal of the game for the East. Lauren Lunenborg with it, and the time of the goal is 11 minutes and 11 seconds. And we got ourselves a 1-0 game. See if there's any assists on that goal, but it's 1-0, and the East leads. They start back.
Here's your scoring for Team East. Goal scored by number 12, Lauren Lunenborg. Unassisted.
They do not give an assist, and it's 1-0. Back in the East zone, Clardy going after it there in the corner. And now 2 from each team in, and the South digs it out. Comes to the right point. Here's Bella Duchesne throwing it in front through the traffic and wide. Now to the far side, the South trying to set up shop, and they'll play it back down into the corner on the near side where Clardy again will ring it around behind the net, and DeVries goes after it. Wants to play it ahead. They can't get out. And DeVries again in the right circle will bank it off the wall, and this time it will dribble to the left point, but it's held in. And now a chance for Hochbaum in front. Check that, 14 Makinen instead of 4. Now into the corner. And going after it there, DeVries plays it around and then gets it back. Now banks off the half boards, and they bring it out to center, and here's Brooke Chapman in control. And now out to center. It's played ahead by Diedzik into the zone, and after it, Brooke Chapman around Diedzik. Now into the corner. And finally behind the net where Brooke Chapman had it, lost it, loose at the left edge. Here's a wraparound attempt. Oh, a centering pass, and a chance there, a very good one for Lunenborg. Or excuse me, for Haley Rosenthal. And now back into the right corner. And Stewart digs it out, plays it around behind the net. Brooke Chapman will get to that, and backhanded ahead for Hovde. And finally back into the East zone, a long run for it, and it's going to go behind the goal line, and Rosenthal tries to play it ahead, and that was broken up by Hovde. Now it comes out to center, and a nice play there by Strokirk, and that wound up breaking up a rush. Back into the zone deep, 11:38 to go in the first half. Comes around to the near side for Ryland Bowling. Centering pass over to the far side as it came all the way through the slot. Now loose in the circle, picked up by Weigel and played to the line but not out. Weigel gets it back and now takes it back behind the net. Round to the near side. After it there is Stewart. And a pass to the blue line, swatted back by Skylar Chapman, who held it right on the line. Now here comes the East back. Down the near wing, Rosenthal, and is rubbed in against the boards by Sander. Now puck comes to the near boards, and it's picked out. Here comes Brooke Chapman and plays it to the blue line. Going to be picked up there momentarily by the East, and then finally played on out to center. And after it there, Strokirk over the line. Puts on the brakes, and a poke check knocks it back and winds up throwing it rink wide of the post on the far side. And now the South Sander dropping it to the left point looking for Christian. And they can't get out of the zone. Now they do chop it out through Kylie Nelson, and it's all the way back into the zone, and Ella Christian going after it. 10:22 to go in the first, and now here's Vogel in the left corner. Plays it around to the near side. Sander, and that carried him right back across the front of the goal, and Elder was ready for it. Watched it go wide, now played down and behind the net where it's controlled by Christian. Up the near side, less than 10 to go, and through the middle, here's Vogel. Over the line, Vivian Vogel tries to get through the last two and winds up putting it on goal. Sticked away by Young, and now to the far side left. Here's a shot that is knocked in front of the net, and a follow-up by Von Bank, and it winds up to the right side, and a chance for Willow Herons, and it goes behind the net. Now here's Vogel centering. Good pass, Christian, and Christian couldn't hold it. Now here's a race for it, and a chance down the wing. Here's Kylie Nelson trying to break in, and Nelson can't get to the goal as Von Bank did a nice job of shielding without fouling. And the puck eventually came on to Elder to get a stoppage. 9:24 left. Shots are 7-5 for the South, despite East leading 1-0 despite being outshot. And back to center it comes. Clardy on the turn. Plays it ahead, and now controlled by the South. At center, Hochbaum feeds the center circle, and they will break in over the line. Chance there for Willow Herons. A shot from a sharp angle and a stop made by Young, and we'll get a face-off in the East zone. We're down to 9:04 to go. Here in our first period, 1-0 the score. Lunenburg with the only goal at 11-11. Centering pass, chance in front, and that winds up going off Hochbaum's stick and wide. Now loose in front, looking for space to shoot, and Makinen couldn't get a shot away. Comes towards the point. Duchesne down the wall and goes after it into the corner. Finally behind the goal, Lunenburg has it and will start. And another one. Still can't get it past Makinen. And they play for it along the boards on the far side. Finally dug out again. Lunenburg playing it, and this time losing it. It comes in front, and their teammates will help her out. And it comes to the near side. Clardy plays it past Duchesne. It'll go the length, and that will be icing with 8 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the first half of play in the 2013 version of the Minnesota Select Hockey Festival. Jeff Papis, my name. Glad to be here with you on a Sunday. 2 more games to come after this. And I can finally say good afternoon when the next one starts. We've been here since 8 o'clock. Play back behind the goal. Off to the far side. And controlled finally. Strokirk with a shot, and that goes wide. Comes to the near side and trying to hold it, Brooke Chapman. And now it's picked up by the East, and they can't get out again as Weigel misfired at the last moment. Trying to play it in front there was Hovde, and it goes behind the net instead. Centering pass comes right up to Chapman in the slot, and then that shot is blocked and comes to the near side. A sweep check there as Diedzik tried to play it out and couldn't. Now I'll try again. Middle breakout this time. Here's Stewart. Jocelyn Stewart trying to get Chapman to turn, and Chapman takes her down. Penalty coming. And Brooke Chapman of the South will get the first penalty of the game. So we'll get a call here. Tripping is the infraction. And the time of that penalty, 17 minutes and 50 seconds. And a face-off coming up to the left of the South goal in Georgia Elder. Now Von Bank from the face-off in the corner. Playing it ahead for Vogel.
Penalty has been assessed against Keith South number 3,
Now the puck is
Chapman.
And all the way down the ice and right on goal. Young will play it behind the net. And the East will play it to center ice. And now controlling, here is Nora Kottval, number 10. Another penalty coming right at the blue line. And that is going to be a trip, and it's going to be a 2-player advantage now for the East. And it's going to go against Sander for the South. And the time of that penalty is going to be 18:21. And now it'll be 5-on-3 for 1:29, barring any goals. And now a shot goes wide of the goal from Tikhnenko from the faceoff. But now it's 5 against 3. Here's a shot from the wingboards. It skitters through.
Against Keep South, number 10, Valentina Sander. 2 minutes for tripping.
Here's Tikhnenko in the near circle. Takes a shot, and that sails over the top of the cage. Comes to the right side for Rosenthal. Back down the wall, and now behind the net, Nelson. Dropping to Tikhnenko. Here's a shot. Change direction. Rebound in front. It's under the goaltender. Elder with a good save there and held her ground. And left no rebound. 54 seconds in the 5-on-3. Lunenburg, who has the goal for the East, is out there for the faceoff, wins the draw. Played to Rosenthal in the high slot. Now gets it back on a return, but has to come out to center. Excuse me, that's 16, Lauren Wosner instead of 15. And now Tikhnenko played it ahead, and Lunenburg lost it. It comes back to neutral ice, and Vogel couldn't play it. Now picked up and carried by Kuden over the line. Now a pass to the right, and it's going to go towards the far boards. Brownshausen there. And now Brownshausen spinning. 23 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Now picked up there by Kuden, and now played. They'll come right off the wall, and a sharp angled shot by Lunenburg, stopped by Elder. Puck comes up the slot, and it's cleared. Tikhnenko can't save it, and now it comes to center ice. Into the middle, Lunenburg over the line. First penalty is over, and a shot blocked off the stick of Kuden, and now played towards the near side boards as DeVries plays it into the middle. Here's a shot right on, and a rebound, and a face-off will be coming. Clardy took the initial shot, and Elder made the save. 21 seconds left in the power play. That's the time on Sanders' penalty that's remaining. Face-off won by the East. Now played over to Clardy, and now finally into the middle. And it'll come out to center. It's poked out, and Clardy at center with 9 seconds on the power play, and it's shot on into the zone. That might be icing, and it is. So with 4 seconds to go, we'll take it all the way back in the East zone for the face-off, and that'll pretty well fry the power play. Face-off will come to the right of Savannah Young. And Lunenburg has the only goal of the game back at 11-11. These are 25-minute halves we're playing here. Now, South back at full strength. And crashing right out of the penalty box was Makinen. Now, cleared towards the right point. It's held there by Brooke Chapman and finally played past her and back into the zone. And here's a race for it. Chapman will win it and then lost possession. And a nice little poke check there from Brielle Diedzik. Now it runs behind the net. And it comes towards Clardy into the slot. Clardy plays it down low and it's deflected. Under 4 minutes now to go. And a centering pass, hard pass picked off by Makinen. And now to the near side. It's controlled by Hochbaum as the South starts back. Hochbaum, played it past the defender. Clardy going in and then winds up forced behind the net. Centering pass is a scramble in front, and finally it's picked up by the East. And it's controlled there by Bankston. Down the near wing, it's Bria Bankston, chased by Von Bank, got around her. and centers it, and nobody's home. It comes all the way through to the far side. Nora Cottville for the East with less than 3.5 minutes to go now, and here is Brooke Chapman. Pass to the left, and now a misfire on the near side, and Rosenthal will track that down for the East at center ice. Rosenthal over the line, and then plays it towards the front of the net. Von Bank picked it off. Now a centering pass. Cottville couldn't get a stick on it, and another one. It's loose, and another save made as Skylar Chapman gives Cottville an escort away from the front of the goal with 3:03 to go. Now a breakout pass is picked off and played to the front of the net by Lunenborg, and now it's played all the way across to the boards, and here is Jocelyn Roan, number 8, to play it in, and now winds up behind the goal. After it there, Cottville, but puck comes to the near side, and Bowling. And Bowling unable to play it past Bailey Weigel, and it winds up going back into the near side corner. 2.5 to go in the first half. They try to come off the wall, and heading in front was Cottville. Not able to get a shot away. Now a centering pass. It's loose in the circle. Finally cleared to the left for Weigel. It got past her and comes out to center, and now a race for it is going to be won by Haley Rosenthal, who is heading in over the line. Rosenthal closing in, and then lost the puck. Vogel in control for the South. And then a collision there, and Vogel is slow to get up as she was run into by Brownshausen. And now over the line comes Cottville, and then lost the puck. Left it, and it's loose in the circle. Finally controlled by Duchesne behind the goal. Now players falling in the near corner, and again, the East will pick it up. And here's Wosner. Top of the circle, runs out of time finally. Is some good work there by Sander to get over and knock that puck away. Now, 2 from each team in the corner. The puck comes out, and here's Sander. Carrying it to center ice, 1:25 to go. Sander cuts to the left, and it goes over the line, but that's going to be offside, so she has to deal with that. And now Lundin plays it into the zone. Centering pass, and it comes through to the far side. Now Purdy losing it behind the goal to Rosenthal. Seen a lot of ice time in the first period. Good skater. Now he hit the last minute, and Rosenthal trying to play it out, and they do finally get the puck to center ice. Now a pass tipped ahead by Kuden into the south zone. Brooke Chapman going back for it in the corner. 50 seconds to go in the period. Sander on the near side can't play it, and now the bouncing puck by Stewart whacked in front of the net, and now Stewart again keeps possession and leaves a drop pass for Kuden, and then that's broken up in turn. Now cleared out to center ice with 30 seconds to go in the first, and here's Wosner on the turn and plays it over to Tikhnenko. And Marta Tikhnenko ahead to Stewart over the line. Now a pass for Lunenborg, and that was bouncing on her. And it's picked up finally by Makinen. Pass into the middle, and that is going to be picked up by Tikhnenko. Came all the way back after leading the rush. Now a pass to center. And here's Chapman with it. Brooke Chapman with less than 10 seconds to go. Outlet pass stolen by Kuden. Closing in, shooting, and that goes wide. Rebound for Jocelyn Stewart. And a goal with less than a second to go in the first period. Jocelyn Stewart, and boy, that one is, you won't see that very often, of course. The goal coming at 24 minutes and 59 seconds. But Stewart stayed with it. And we'll get a face-off at center ice. And the period is over. So Stewart with a goal with 0.7 of a second left.
Goal scored by number 11, Jocelyn Stewart. Unassisted time of the goal, 24:59 of period number 1.
And we are going to resurface here after a 25-minute period, so we'll check back in with you after flooding the ice. It's 2-0 for the East after one half of play, and they lead on the shot board by 10-8. So we'll take a break and come back with more. This is the 37th annual Minnesota Select Hockey Festival on the Youth Hockey Hub. Hi, back at St. Cloud as we get ready for half number 2 of our 2013 final. The East leads the South 2-0. Goal by Lauren Lunneberg at 11:11, and a goal from Jocelyn Stewart with less than 1 second to go in the first half. We play 25-minute halves, and now the new goaltenders will take over. It'll be Lydia Thunberg for the South to our left, and she is from Chaska Chanhassen. And Paige Bailey takes over for the East to our right, and Paige from White Bear Lake. Well, South, a little hitch in their get-along here as they had 8 shots in the first, not able to score. They were outshot 10-8. And the buzzer goes, so we'll get our second half underway momentarily. Still 2 more games to come after this one. And in the 2012s, it'll be the East versus the West, and then we finish up with West versus the East in 2011. Is the West and the East teams statistically doing the best in terms of getting teams to the finals. The South with 2 berths, the West with 3, the East, all 5 of their teams made it. East team won the 2015s and then lost the 2014s to the South, so they are 1-1 so far. All right, ready to go. Vogel and Dietzick on the face-off, and we get ready to get back underway. And it's picked up from the draw by Stewart, who has the goal. Stewart over the line, takes a shot and puts one just wide. Stewart had the second goal, would be the accurate thing to say. Now here's Vogel behind the net and played off to the near side for Sander in the right corner. Now played up the middle, and here is Vivian Vogel. Back for the South over the line and leaves it to the left side and then heads for the net. Loose in front, and a bouncing puck winds up in the circle as Brooke Chapman swats it wide of the goal. Now loose in the right corner. And we've got 2 per team in there going after it. Comes free, and the East plays it on out to center ice, and here comes Stewart. Jocelyn Stewart, long shot, and a glove catch made by Thunberg, and we'll get a face-off in the South zone. We played 49 seconds of the second. Face-off coming up to the left of the South goal. And now it's back down to the corner. Players from both teams looking at it. Von Bank tried to get it out of the zone, and a shot hits the outside of the goal. It was taken there by Nora Kotvil, and now it's played to the right point, held there by DeVries. And down behind the net as they try to center it. And that was Kylie Nelson trying to do that, and the puck comes up to the near side, and now Mackinnon playing it. Winds up back in the zone. Clardy will be forced back of the net by Hochbaum. Winds up on the far boards. And now played towards the left point where it's held by Von Bank. And then Von Bank shouldered by Kotvil. The puck comes free. A centering pass. Ooh, nearly found Hochbaum at the right edge. Now Hochbaum steals it and tries to throw it back to the front of the net, but now DeVries in the right corner. Around to the far side, and Jocelyn Roan has it, playing it ahead, and it's going to come out to center, and here's a race for it. And it's going to be picked up and played off the wall, and Kylie Nelson then back into the middle, picked up by the South, and here they come. And that's Lundeen over the line. And now played back behind the net. Going after it there is Hovde, and will come out to the slot, still in possession on the backhand. Swinging around the defender Lunenburg, and now centers it, and it comes through to the far side. After it, Skylar Chapman, and Chapman gets control, centers, and that's intercepted as the East playing good defense in the front of the net, and now Kuden feeds it over to the right side for Brownshausen over the line. That's stripped away, and it comes in over the line, and it's offside. So we'll get a face-off at neutral ice. We have played 2 minutes and 43 seconds of the second half in our second half of play. Lunenburg will face off against Skylar Chapman, and Lunenburg wins the draw and takes the puck herself. And then Chapman is able to, ooh, that looked like it hurt right in front of the bench, and she is slow getting up, Lunenburg, and Chapman knocked her in against the boards. Nothing intentional there, but she's skating over, doubled off, and that looked like it hurt. Now, behind the net, here's Rosenthal for the East. Comes to center, and now over the line they come. Open in front is Kuden, and they put the puck to her, and by the time the puck reached her, she was no longer open. And now play to the circle, Kuden again. Below the dot, backhanded centering pass comes through to the near side, and Bowling has it for the South. Plays it, but not out. And they controlled on the left and played out to neutral ice. And over the line, here's Tikhnenko. Tikhnenko behind the net, tried to go short side, swung around, and it's loose in the crease, finally picked up. And Marta Tikhnenko causing some havoc there. Puck to the high slot, and it comes out to center, where it's picked up and backhanded right back into the zone. Now a pass held by Tikhnenko, takes a shot right on, and a save made by Thunberg. We're going to face off with 20:52 to go. Tikhnenko trying to beat the goaltender around to the far post. Wasn't able to do that, and then took a good shot from the point. Now it comes on to the goaltender from the draw, and Thunberg gets a face-off. So we'll go back and drop it again, as Dietzik and Vogel will renew their rivalry in the face-off circle. Now to the left point, and a shot by Tikhnenko goes wide. Long carom, Bankston chasing to the far boards, drops to the right point for Rosenthal. And then back down the wall. Finally, it's cleared rink wide. It'll come all the way back into the east zone, and that will be icing. So we'll go back with 20:33 now to go in our third championship game here in the 2013s. So the 12s and the 11s coming up. Before we leave you here today, now a centering pass, and Dietzik puts it wide. Comes to the near side and finally played up the slot and played out. And that is Sander feeding the middle. Here's a shot by Vogel. Stick save made by Paige Bailey. It's the first save she's been called on to make. Now banked off the boards and out to center, and here comes the East. 2 against 2. Pass to the left. Nelson with a half a step. Closes in, shoots, and a save made by Thunberg, and the puck is under her. So we'll get a face-off. Good line rush there by the East, and at the end, a good opportunity for Nelson, and a fine stop by Lydia Thunberg. Face-off coming up to Thunberg's right, excuse me. Kotville wins the draw, comes to the boards. Nelson. Now it loops in front of the goal, and finally cleared between the defenders and all the way back down the ice. It will go right on goal. And back for it there is Clardy behind the net. Clardy charging out the far side and starts back with Nelson on the left. Over the line, Clardy with good speed, and then forced to go wide. Keeps possession. Now centers it, and it comes on to the goaltender. And we'll get a face-off as Thunberg plopped the glove down on it. East versus West, our next game in the 2012s. Now loose behind the net. And finally cleared out to center ice. East will play it back in, and picking it up is Kuden, but it's offside. So we're going to face off out of neutral ice. 19:17 to go. A little choppy at this stage here. Lots of stoppages. Face-off will come at center ice. Now played back into the east zone. To the corner, Wozner has it and now feeds it up the boards. Now played to the far blue line and controlled again by the south. Excuse me, that was Rosenthal. 15 instead of 16 on that last play. Now back into the zone. Pass over to the right, and it's tipped ahead by Brownshausen. Finally picked up at center ice, and now the East will angle in over the line. Here's Weigel, and that runs off her stick blade. Now picked up by Kuden, and can't move the puck forward. Comes to the circle. Intercepted there by Brownshausen. Now Kuden trying to turn it in front. Comes to the left point, and here is Haley Rosenthal putting it into the middle. That's picked off, and back comes Hochbaum to center. Now check that, Chapman. Now it's controlled by Morgan Kuden, and over the line. Kuden plays it towards the net. Thunberg sticks it off to the corner where Von Bank will claim it. And then South tries to play it out, and Stewart disrupted that. Loose to the boards on the far side. Now cleared rink wide towards center ice. Played back in by Tikhnenko. And now back they come, and here's Skylar Chapman over the line. Takes the shot right on, and save made by Paige Bailey in a face-off coming up. Wozner is paired with Tikhnenko on defense, so she was out there for that shift. 17:43 now to go. And a face-off to the right of the goal. And a face-off win. Von Bank playing it behind the defense. Now winds up behind the goal and fed over to the far side. Now the East will pick it up and play to the blue line. And out to center. And a steal. Trying to come in front, Bankston, and lost her balance trying to play it across the slot. Now Tikhnenko holds play up at the blue line for a moment. Now will contest Sanders' zone entry. That comes back deep into the left corner, and Tikhnenko has it behind the goal. Marta Tikhnenko up the far side, goes down, and the puck picked up. Here's a shot right on through traffic, and Bailey stops it. Off to the corner. Now Wozner has it, and now lost it. Puck comes to the circle, and here comes the East back. Down the far wing. It's played on in past Von Bank. And they go after it. Play behind the net. Now loose at the left edge. A scramble, and it's still free. Comes over to the far side for Purdy. And played to center ice. Now controlled, and here comes Diedzik over the line. To the circle. Takes a shot. Blocker save. Thunberg. Puck comes up the slot, and it's controlled by Vogel. Now Vogel over the line. And defender fell. Vogel kept the puck. Takes a shot, and a stick save by Bailey. Winds up behind the net. Sander looking to center it. And it caroms all the way out to center ice. And now picked up there by Herons. And over the line. Herons puts on the brakes, takes a shot, and puts it wide of the far post. Rebound to the corner. Cottville after it. Comes to the left point and finally dribbles out to center ice. A race for it there. Now a backhand pass is going to be claimed at neutral ice by Clardy. And played it ahead. Went up deflecting over to Cottville, and then she lost it in turn as Makinen got a stick in the way. And the South, 15 and a half minutes to go, looking for their first goal. Trailing by 2, and here's Clardy hitting the line, and that's broken up at the line. And a nice play there by Willow Herons. Out to center, and then played in, and here comes the East back. A little bit too sharp a turn there for Weigel. And it winds up down behind the net and picked up there by Vogel on the near side. Vogel starts back, and then Vogel is knocked to the ice. It's going to be a penalty on Kylie Nelson. It'll be a body check, and that will be a power play for the South, their first. Time of that penalty is going to be 9 minutes and 52 seconds. And we'll get a power play for the South, their first of the game. Here's a shot right on, and a save made by Bailey from Misha Makinen. In front of the goal, Makinen. Another Minnetonka player. Minnetonka with 4 on this team. Prior Lake Savage with a couple. Chaska Chanhassen with 3.
Minor penalty has been assessed.
And Edina with 4.
Against Team East, number 9, Kylie Nelson. 2 minutes for body checking. Time of penalty, 9:52 of period number 2.
At center, it is picked up, and here's Herons to the high slot. Chapman with a shot, loose, rebound, trickles into the net, and the South is on the board. They have a power play goal, and it's 2-1. Chapman took the shot, and I'm not sure who got the last touch on it. Might have been Hochbaum, we'll see. And a power play goal at 10 minutes and 22 seconds of the second half. Brooke Chapman took the initial shot, and it got mostly stopped. Had just enough gas to get over the goal line. Now over the line, Brownshausen closing. Let's get this announcement. And it is Hochbaum.
Hochbaum. With an assist going to number 11, Willow Herons. Time of the goal, 10:22.
Herons get an assist. Herons gets an assist, and Chapman better get one too, as Chapman took the initial shot. Now play is in the east zone, and it comes back deep. Christian chasing after it. Now circles away to the near side, and now the forecheck is catching up with her, and she's forced back behind the net. Christian feeds, and that's intercepted by Tikhnenko. And Marta Tikhnenko going after the puck, finally picked up by Stroker, and now a pass ahead, and over the line they come, and that is broken up. They're around behind the net. Kuden will try to tip it out of the zone. And out to center, and here's a 2-on-1. And here's Lunenburg over the line. Got past the defender, going right in, takes the shot, and scores! Lauren Lunenburg, that was lovely. 2-on-1, and it's her second goal of the game. East goes ahead 3-1. .11:38 is the time, and it is a 2-goal lead once again for Team East. Lunenburg with their second goal of the game. And the Egan player has put on a show here this afternoon.
For Team East. Goal scored by number 12, Lauren Lunenburg. Unassisted. Time of the goal.
Unassisted goal at 11:38. Here's Vogel. Getting it back for the South. Vogel crosses in front of the defender, Clardy, but then couldn't bring the puck. And a rink-wide pass to the near side is Stewart to control. And over the line, Stewart shoots, save Thunberg, and then the goaltender drops to the ice and covers up. 12:52 now to go as we're coming up on the halfway mark of this second half. 3-1 lead. The East, Lunenburg twice, and Stewart with the goals. Hochbaum with a power play goal for the South just moments ago. And now back behind the net it goes. Hovde plays it in. And going after it is Clardy behind the net. And again, Clardy behind the goal, feeds it over to the right side. Now a rink-wide pass to center, and here's Stewart. 1 against 4, they're changing. Stewart going wide, now their teammates catch up. Stewart going after it, still has it, backhanded shot, and it's deflected away by Thunberg to the circle. And Brooke Chapman plays it ahead, and now here's Sander over the line. Sander tried to play it to the net. Brooke Chapman golfs it wide. It comes around to the far side. Herons after it, now played down low, and Sander couldn't control. Here comes the East back. Down the near wing, Rosenthal plays it into the zone and then stops at the point and lets the forecheck take over from there. Now controlled by Herons on the right, playing it ahead, and they're trying to clear the South is, and it winds up along the boards. Kottball pinched that off nicely and now plays it down where it's controlled by Brooke Chapman behind the goal. Cleared to the far side, Makinen to center ice, and that's broken up at center. And now a pass to the left. It's going to be picked up by Herons. Watch there by Weigel as they go behind the net, the two of them. Now they come out the near side and a bank pass towards the right point. Played down by Ella Christian, loose in the high slot. And Von Bank plays it now around behind to the far side where it's controlled by Hochbaum, who has their goal. Hochbaum goes down. And centering pass, alert play there by the goaltender Bailey to stick that one away. Now cleared to the far side. Roan tries to knock it ahead, and here's another 2-on-1. And over the line, a pass to the left. Here's Nelson closing, throws it back across, and unable to get a stick on it was Nora Kotval, who was in on the 2-on-1, now picked up by Tikhnenko in deep. And here's a centering pass that comes through to the far side. And finally played back and into the east zone. South is changing. And with 10:19 to go, the East will claim possession. And that's Kuden. And running into her opposite number, Skylar Chapman, now played out to center ice, and Christian. What a nifty little move that was into the zone. Now banked off the boards to center ice. And a pass ahead picked up by Duchesne and has to chase after it deeper. Plays it to the wall. And now Brownshausen goes behind the net with a puck. And it's controlled by the South. Less than 10 minutes to play in this one now as the puck is played to center. And here is Bowling. Rylan Bowling over the line for the South. Throws it in front. Intercepted there by Brownshausen and now played up the wall. And out to center. Here's Kuden. And it ran off her stick blade. Brooke Chapman plays it back. And it comes to the blue line where it's claimed by Tikhnenko, but only momentarily. Here's a shot and a little dipping shot there. Bailey is able to make the save. We'll get a face-off with 9:26 to go in our second half of play. 3 good games here to this point, as you might expect from a selects environment. Now, from the draw, fanning on it there was Hovde, and the puck comes to the right point and finally played down deep where it's controlled by Kenley Clardy. It's over 9 minutes to go. Now, puck at the top of the slot, finally picked up and carried out. Here comes the East over the line, a drop pass, and it's going to be claimed there. Finally thrown towards the net, and Stewart is right there. Comes out in front and is not able to get the shot away. As a good play there, as Stewart stayed with it and wound up generating a chance. Over the line comes the South. Hovde looking to center it, and it goes back behind the goal. And finally played over to the near side, up the wall, tipped, and now it's claimed in the left corner by Clardy behind the net with 8.5 minutes to go. Played ahead but not out as Vogel had it on the forecheck for just a brief moment. Now cleared out to center ice. And Jocelyn Stewart going in, the goaltender out to play it. And finally it's backhanded back into the east zone. So Clardy after it, and they're trying to stretch pass here. And they had Stewart with an opportunity. And when the opponent is forechecking deep, that sometimes can pay dividends. Here's a shot that goes off the defense and wide. Now another shot, and that is knocked away as Sander with a chance there in front of the goal. Puck comes out to center, Christian. Now to the near boards. And players from both teams in. Christian has it. Rink wide pass. Von Bank. Right side. Sander over the line. Sander puts it into the middle, and a shot goes wide from Vogel. Now a Karam with a right edge, and Bailey will get a stoppage. 7:19 to play in the second half of this game. Face-off coming up to the right of Bailey in the east goal. Clean win for the South on the face-off. Comes to the left point, Christian. And the shot winds up deflecting. Off to the near side. Sander is after it. And now around behind the goal. Now in the corner. Roan picks it up, and here comes the East back. Pass to the left, and it's Brownshausen. Over the line, Brownshausen tried to put on the extra move and wound up losing the puck. Playing it down behind the net, Roan has it and has Kottball in front and can't get it to her. Now the puck contested in the near corner. Under 7 minutes to play. And back behind the net it comes, where it's controlled by Duchesne, fed off to the far boards, held by Roan along the wall, and then flips it back to the opposite corner. 6.5 minutes to go, and then she heads off. Now picked up along the boards and finally controlled by Lundin. Pass to the middle, and here is Vogel. Vogel over the line. Brownshausen steps over and takes the puck. And now starting right back, Haley Rosenthal plays it down. And it comes back out to center, where she has possession again. Rosenthal does and plays it back in. That is a good young hockey player there. Now the puck comes out, and here comes the South. Over the line, Hovde, and it's offside. We'll get a face-off. Oh boy, you got two players tangled up there in the corner, and well, trying to get up, which sometimes is harder than you might expect. As Bria Bankston for the East and Grace Hovde from the South got tangled up. Here's Tikhnenko. Down the far side, Tikhnenko over the line. Going in, takes a shot, and a good save made there by Thunberg, and a face-off coming up. But again, Tikhnenko's flat-out speed creates a scoring chance out of whole cloth there. 5:34 to go. South controls and feeds to the point, and Wozner holds it and plays it down deep. Centering pass comes to naught, and here's Kuden on the near side dropping, and it's Tikhnenko, top of the circle, throws it in front, bounding puck, and it's going to be picked up and carried out to center ice. Tikhnenko then gets in the passing lane. The puck picked up by Hochbaum, though, as the puck comes in, and they'll play forward along the boards. And Lunenburg chasing after it and has possession, tips it ahead and then chases after it, but then heads to the bench as the line change will take place. 4:50 to go here in the second half, and behind the net it's Ella Christian in control for the South. Christian to the near side, and Von Bank can't hold it. Now it comes up the wall and out. And here's Herons. Over the east line, Herons cuts to the slot, takes a shot, and it goes over the top. The carom winds up off the back of the net. Now controlled towards the right point by Von Bank, who plays it down, and it's picked up there by the East, and Tikhnenko behind the goal. Loose to the corner. And Dietzik has it now. 4:14 to go. And Tikhnenko starts up. Over the line. Tikhnenko, sharp angled shot, winds up going around the boards, held in neatly at the point by the defender coming off the bench. Here's a shot, save Thunberg, and loose in front. Dietzik had a whack at it, and it winds up going wide, and the defender who saved that play was Rose DeVries. Now here's a shot by Tikhnenko, loose as it comes off Thunberg's glove, and a centering pass. It comes out to center, and now they had a player behind the defense and closing in for a backhand shot that goes wide of Strokerk, and now South centering it, and it's loose at the left edge, finally cleared back behind the defense. And it seemed like the only player on the East team that knew that there was a floater behind the defense was Tikhnenko, who took the centering pass and then backed out. And get back to cover that player. Now a bank pass is picked up, and here comes the East. Just over 3 minutes to go. Stewart over the line, shoots. Thunberg saves. Rebound in front. Stewart followed the shot and took another shot. It was stopped. Here's Duchesne in the right corner for the South. We have less than 3 minutes to go now. Bella Duchesne steps to center ice and is challenged by Kottball. Shoots it in, heads for the bench on a change with under 3 minutes to play. Now Clardy tried to play it and came right back to her behind the net. Clardy Up to the near side, it is controlled by Stewart. Play to the blue line, turned back by Brooke Chapman, but it comes out to center, and now chasing after it, Kotvall, as it's controlled finally by the South, and they will come over the line. And it's Grace Hovde going right in. Hovde shoots, save made by Bailey. Rebound is chopped away, they score! And it's 3-2 with 2:18 to go. And it's Valentina Sander getting the goal in front, and we got ourselves a tight finish coming up here with 2:18 to go. Comes after 22 minutes and 42 seconds. I would expect somebody to take a timeout pretty soon here, but we'll see how that works out as they start. Now the East brings it back in. Let's get the announcement.
Goal scored by number 10, Valentina Sander. With an assist with number 5, Vivian Vogel. And number 8, Grace Hovde.
Vogel and Hovde getting assists.
42 of period number 2.
And now played back in with just over 2 minutes to go behind the net. Now the puck stolen away. And Stewart looked to center, but that's picked off. And now here comes Vogel. And it's played on in. It goes off a defender, and it goes behind the goal line. No icing there as Lunenburg goes behind the net and feeds the left point. It gets past the defender on that side, Von Bank, and comes all the way back. 1:40 to go. Brooke Chapman will bank it off the boards to center ice, where it's picked up by Rosenthal. And now Rosenthal in over the line, closing, cuts back to the forehand and shoots, and a good stop by Thunberg. Good play by Rosenthal. Now a long pass ahead, and here is Sander closing, shooting, and a save made by Bailey. Roddy's starting to fly here with 1:20 to go, but again, the South hitting a flyer behind the defense. Goaltender is off with 1:16 to go, and it's cleared back to center ice, and Vogel has it there. Vogel starts back, feeds it over to the near side. Sander, too far for her. And in the left corner, Diedzik goes behind the goal. Fed over to the far side, and now it's cleared out to center. Von Bank, as we hit the last minute of play. Now here's Sander on the backhand, centers it, and it winds up going behind the net. Cleared over to the far side. Von Bank trying to hold, and does. Now a centering pass picked off and cleared all the way down the ice. They'll take the icing. Pardon me. With 40 seconds to play. And now we'll get the timeout. South takes his timeout. East with the shot lead 21-20 now. So it's the South with the shot advantage in the second half by a margin of 12-11. It's been a very well-played game, and teams now are discussing last-second strategy. All right, the buzzer goes for the timeout. Faceoff will come to the left of the East goal, and the East players gathering, as you see there, to reinforce the message of the timeout. Goaltender is off, 6 skaters against 5. And from the faceoff, it's picked up by the East. They try to clear to the wall. Stewart had a swipe at it, and now Hovde tried to play it in front, and the puck comes ahead, and that is heading right towards the open net. It is going to go just wide, and we get a face-off with 27 seconds remaining. The bid for 150-foot glory there winds up going about a foot wide of the post, and a face-off to the left of Bailey. And they try it again. This one might get there. It's going to go all the way down the ice, and a bullseye with 19 seconds to go. And it's Marta Tikhnenko. Empty net goal with 19, just under 19 seconds to play. So 24 minutes and 41 seconds into an empty net. Now out to center, and Duchesne plays it ahead, and it goes out of play with just under 6 seconds to go. And Tikhnenko with the goal, empty net for Team East, and looks like that'll do it. A 4-2 lead with 6 seconds to go.
Here's your scoring for Team East. Goal was scored by number 6.
As the game, and Stewart takes a shot, and that's in at the buzzer, and that one is going to count, according to the official, who said there was time on the clock. So it's another empty net goal to make it 5-2. It was Jocelyn Stewart. So that one at 24:59. So it said we didn't see this very often. We've seen it twice today. 2 goals with less than a second remaining. And the East defeats the South by a final score of 5-2.
Final score of the game, Team East 4 and Team West.
And now I guess they are taking that goal away, which the official at first signaled to the goal, pointed to the goal, but then they have changed their decision. So wipe out the goal, but it doesn't matter for the East. It's a team game, and they win it. Each team with 12 shots in the second half. Final count 22-20 for Team East, so they win it by 4-2. So we'll get our awards ceremony and then resurface in our next game in the 2012s. Will follow the championship game to begin at 1:30, which about 40 minutes away. We'll get this
Hockey fans, the Minnesota Selects would like to take this
award ceremony for you, and then we'll ready to set up a brand new stream here on the Youth Hockey Hub.
Minnesota Selects Festival. Once again, we will be honoring the student athletes for their academic achievements during the year. The players who turn in a satisfactory report card will receive a pin honoring their academic achievement. Also, fans, a player from each team has been randomly selected to be honored as their team's student athlete of the year. This player will receive a gift certificate to Barnes & Noble to be redeemed for a book of their choice, which will be donated to their school library. Hockey fans, at this time, we'll have the presentation of awards to this year's runner-up in the 2013 division, Team South. Players, as I read your name, could you please come forward to accept your awards? Number 1, Lydia Thunberg. Number 2, Melanie Von Bank. Number 3, Brooke Chapman. Number 4, Karen Huckbaum. Number 5, Vivian Vogel. Number 6, Bella Duchesne. The team's Barnes & Noble winner, number 7, Skylar Chapman. Number 8, Grace Hovney. Number 9, Elsie Stroker. Number 10, Valentina Sander. Ella Christian. Number 16, Lola Lundy. Number 17, Charlotte Purdy. Number 30, Georgia Elder. Hockey fans, let's put your hands together for this year's runner-up in the 2013 division, Team South. And now, fans, it is time for the presentation of awards to this year's 2013 champion, Team East. Players, as I read your names, do please come forward to accept your awards. Number 1, Paige Bailey. She is also a skills competition winner. Next up is also another skills competition winner, number 2, Rose DeVries. A skills competition winner, number 3, Bria Bixson. Number 4, Kinley Clardy. Number 5, Brielle Dize. Number 6, Marta Technico. A skills competition winner, number 7, Morgan Gooden. A skills competition winner, number 8, Jocelyn Roney. A skills competition winner, number 9, Kylie Nelson. Number 10, Nora Gutfall. The team's Barnes & Noble winner, number 11, Jocelyn Stewart. Number 12, Lauren Lunabor. Number 14, Maren Brunhausen. A skills competition winner, number 15, Haley Rosenthal. A skills competition winner, number 16, Lauren Wiesner. Number 17, Bailey Weigel. And last but not least, a skills competition winner, number 30, is Savannah Young. And now, players from Team East, please come forward to accept your championship trophy. Hockey fans, let's make some noise for this year's champion of the 2013 division, Team